My mom had his kids come in because the weather was getting threatening. It's before they blew the sirens. So as soon as the sirens blew, we headed downstairs and we got underneath the work table that my dad had built. My mom, she went back upstairs. She came right back downstairs, and I was down there with my brother and a cousin who was down for the summer. And she told us kids, she goes, well, there's 2 tornadoes. She goes, and there's one of them that's coming right down our block. I've got a postcard here, and as you can see right in here, this must have been what she saw. I don't know whether it was really another tornado or just a scud cloud or what, but I do know when it came over the house that it got really dark for just a brief moment, and then it was gone. So when all that was cleared, we came back upstairs, and that was about the time that Bill Curtis was doing his, if you haven't taken cover, for God's sakes, take cover now. So we was watching the progress of the tornado, and my grandfather shows up out of nowhere, and he lived at 5th and Western. Well, as soon as he had heard that the tornado had hit Burnett's Mound area in 29th and Gage, he got in the car and he headed over our direction. Well, he was a lineman, and he had worked for a power contractor that did work for KP&L. So he had a KP&L hard hat in his truck. When he got to 29th and Gage, the police department tried to stop him, and he held his hard hat out the window and told him, I'm with KP&L and I've got to get through here. So we lived at 2805 Valley Brook, which was only like a half a mile from Gage. So he wasn't sure whether we were hit or not. So he was relieved when he got there, and we were surprised to see him. Well, my mom, she had called my dad. He was the manager of Crest Hardware over on 300 East 29th, and she told him that everything was all right. So their store closed up at 8 o'clock, so after Dad got the store closed up, he headed on home. Well, they stopped him at 29th and Gage also. They wouldn't let him go any further. Well, at that time, the hardware store didn't have a safe, so Dad would carry the proceeds of the store that day home in a lunchbox. So here he's walking from Gage to almost to Fairlawn, where we lived, to get home, and he's got like $5,000 in this lunchbox. He said he was never so nervous in his life coming home. He said there was looters everywhere, and he didn't know what was going on. So a couple days later, my Boy Scout troop, and I believe we were Troop 48. Anyway, we were asked to help with the cleanup. So each day we would go down to the county garage at 21st and Topeka and get our assignment for the day. We cleaned up a lot in the Central Park area, cleaned up some tree debris on the Washburn campus. I felt like I got to help the community in some way, and it's what you were supposed to do when you were a Boy Scout, we all thought, you know. So anyway, we worked hard. Red Cross would bring us out sandwiches. Sometimes we worked side by side with a guy from the National Guard. Like I say, it was quite an experience. It was incredible what we saw.